Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you doing, everyone? Okay, this time I would like to talk about one of the interesting topic in bridging program. If you watch the previous video, I have explained about what bridging program is and what is the purpose of this course and what are the contents of this course. And in this occasion, I would like to share to you about critical thinking, which is one of the important topics in bridging program. I would like to divide my talk in 3 sections. First, I'm going to explain about what critical thinking is. Second, I want to talk about how you can apply critical thinking in your own classroom learning. And the third is I'm going to discuss a little bit about the difference between fact and opinion. Let's take a look at this riddle. Which is heavier, a pound of feather or a pound of rocks? How can you answer this question? If we take a look at a glance, we will conclude that rock is heavier than feather. But if we are a little bit patient and analyze this statement, we will conclude that actually the weight of rock and the weight of feather in this statement are the same. The problem, we will answer it wrong because we don't think analytically. We don't analyze the statement carefully. That makes us give wrong answers. So in answering this question is an illustration of critical thinking where you apply your analysis of a statement or an opinion. The second illustration, a cowboy rode into town on Friday. He stayed in town for 3 days and rode back out on Friday. How is it possible? Yeah, at a glance, we will say that it is impossible to rode on Friday because Friday is one of the day in a week. How can someone rode on the day? Yeah, if we answer that way, we are actually trapped in our own assumption. Yeah, we assume that Friday is the day of the week. But actually, what is meant by Friday in this statement is an animal. So it is very possible for you to ride an animal. So Friday can be a horse or can be a donkey that you can ride on and then go back in the next 3 days. So part of critical thinking aspect in this illustration is we have to evaluate our assumption to think critically. So what is critical thinking actually? According to Skaffersman, critical thinking is a reasonable, reflective, responsible, and skillful thinking that focuses on deciding what to believe or what to do. Why is it reasonable? Because in critical thinking, you need to use your own logical reasoning. Yeah? Your thinking should not be based on superstition, fantasy, or myth. It is something logical. And then it is a reflective thinking in a way that we can use critical thinking to evaluate our own ideas, our own thinking. How can we arrive to this kind of conclusion? For example, what assumption that influence our opinion, for example. And then it is a skillful thinking, because we're not born with this skill. We need to learn and we need to exercise in order to master it. Yeah, there is a dominant misconception that critical thinking is similar to criticizing, is similar to always protesting. Yeah, when someone say A, you have to say B. When someone says C, you have to say D. Yeah, that's not the point. What is true is critical thinking is being skeptical. Yeah, you doubt every knowledge, every information that you have at first hand. Do not take something for granted. Yeah, so you have to be patient and analyze any information or knowledge that you have. So it's not the same with always criticizing or always protesting. Yeah, there are prominent characteristics in critical thinking. Let's say there are observation, curiosity, objectivity, analytical thinking, creative thinking, being aware of bias, relevance, empathy, humility, and also open-mindedness. Based on this characteristic, we can see that critical thinking is does not only relates to cognitive process, but it also part of your emotional process. It is part of the affective process. So when you apply critical thinking correctly, you can be humble, you can have open-mindedness, yeah, and you are open to any perspective that is given to you. Yeah, by using critical thinking, we can evaluate our own thinking process that I have mentioned before. Yeah, we can ask our own assumption, and the important one is we can present our argument, our opinion convincingly to the others. In relation to the other people, we can use critical thinking to understand someone's argument. Yeah, is the argument supported by adequate facts or evidence? Is there any logical fallacies in someone's argument or not? So that's the benefit of critical thinking.